Do you want to lose weight but feel that your larger appetite is an obstacle for you? Do you wonder how anyone survives on those tiny diet meals that look like they were made for toddlers? If you ever wished that there was a way to lose the weight and keep it off without existing on small meals that just leave you hungry and quite frankly irritated, then you're in luck because that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. I'm going to be sharing one way that you can lose weight and keep it off without existing on tiny meals. Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Concita Thomas and I'm a food and fitness strategist. I help women over 40 lose 30 plus pounds and keep it off without diets or excessive exercise. And part of that process is helping you be able to eat meals that are large enough to leave you feeling full and satisfied without sabotaging your results. That's something that I figured out how to do for myself and that I've helped several others do as well. So today we're going to be pulling back the curtain on exactly how that's done. You see, this topic is of importance to me because growing up, I was really skinny and I was athletic. I played sports and I rarely gave any thought to the portions involved in my meals. As a matter of fact, I always had quite a large appetite, and maybe it was partly due to my activity level. I'm not sure, but I know that I had a large appetite. While if you know my story, you know that it was in college that I started to gain weight, and that was the beginning of my struggle with my weight. And so when I decided to try and do something about it, I was astounded when I started to learn about portion sizes, because the portions that were supposedly the right serving size didn't look anything like the amount that I was used to serving myself. And so I had to figure out a way around that because quite frankly, eating those really tiny portions, it just made me mad. If I'm being real, I do it for long enough to get a weight loss result, but I was never satisfied. I didn't feel like I really ate. Quite frankly, I felt like I was on food punishment simply because I had weight to lose. It wasn't until I was on my 1, 2, 3, I don't know what number, diet plan of trying to get this weight to come off, but not only come off and stay off, where I was introduced to this concept of free foods. These were like foods that you can eat without tracking them. They essentially didn't count. And if I'm being honest, I ate a lot of free foods, and even still, I wasn't completely satisfied. And it was because I didn't yet know what I'm going to share with you in this video. But it was definitely a step in the right direction. It was one of the key steps that led me to this discovery that I'm going to share with you. So here's what I do now. Step one is I prioritize low calorie, high volume foods in my meals. While this wasn't exactly the same as the free foods that I was introduced to, it's similar. So what I mean by low calorie, high volume foods is that there are certain foods that you can eat in larger amounts for fewer calories. So some of the obvious ones, the ones that were considered free foods on that diet plan that I was on, would be things like vegetables, things like clear broth. But some of the less obvious ones would be things like lower fat fish, things such as tuna, foods like shrimp and scallops. You eat a much larger amount to get the same amount of calories that you would in, say, ground turkey, even if it's lean, definitely if it's not lean, or steak, etc. So if you have a larger appetite and you want to be able to eat more food in any one setting and still get results, then you will do like I do, and you will prioritize those lower calorie, higher volume foods when you are building your meal. All right, step number 2. When I'm especially hungry at a meal, I eat even larger portions of those low calorie, high volume meals. Now, this normally happens if I get really busy at work, like what I'm doing today, like recording videos today. I've done all the things, deliver forgotten lunches and interact with my team to make sure that this content is going to get out to you in time. And I'm squeezing this all, in case you don't know, a mom and wife. So I squeeze my entire workday into about 4 hours every single day, and I'm being generous. Some days it's 3 hours. So on days like today, when I'm really busy and I'm going from one thing to the next, sometimes my meal timing gets a little bit off. So I may arrive at my lunch much later than normal and much hungrier than normal, So I will include even larger portions of those low calorie, high volume foods. It really helps me to cut off the hunger response, but also to get enough food so that I'm not feeling deprived and I'm not feeling hungry after I'm done with my meals. So for my clients, oftentimes if they know that it's a certain time of day where they're especially hungry, maybe they'll have not only their protein and their starch, and their vegetable, but they may have a vegetable and a fruit, which by the way, a fruit is also another lower calorie, higher volume food with that meal, when maybe traditionally they just have like their protein, their starch, and their veggie. They'll include maybe a larger serving of veggies and also a fruit in order to add more volume to that meal so that they're able to feel full and feel satisfied, and again, avoid snacking on things that they didn't intend to snack on in between meals. And I've got more where that came from, but before I share, comment below and let me know, how do you manage your hunger? How is it that you manage to get and keep weight loss results without existing on those tiny little meals that just make you want to cry? Comment below and let me know. All right, so my third and final tip is to balance out those low calorie, higher volume foods with higher calorie, lower volume foods in your meals. Listen, I don't have to tell you, you already know that even though you could eat a lot of greens and fruit and shrimp and tuna and chicken breast and cauliflower and feel extremely full and get weight loss results, if that's all you're eating, you're probably not going to be the most satisfied, even though you're full. And you're probably going to have a little bit of FOMO, like you're going to miss things like cheese and Alfredo sauce and maybe a fattier cut of steak or something like that, because let's just be honest, we all love a good indulgence every now and then. And by every now and then, I mean every day, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to balance out those low calorie, high volume foods with the higher calorie, low volume foods. So fun fact, or a little cheat code for you, when you're eating the foods that are going to be higher calorie and lower volume, you already know that for a very small amount, you're going to get a lot of calories. So your portions of those foods will not be as big as your portions of the lower calorie, high volume foods. But by prioritizing low calorie, high volume foods, by having even more of those when you're feeling especially hungry, you will be able to include the high calorie, low volume foods that you love in smaller portions so that your meals will not only leave you full, they will leave you satisfied, and you will not sabotage your weight loss results. As a matter of fact, so many of my clients tell me, Concita, I could eat this way forever because nothing is off limits and I'm not hungry and I'm always satisfied. And my friend, that's exactly the point, because we want to eat this way forever so that we can not only get the results, but we can keep them up. Now, I have a few other tips of how you can leverage certain sauces and spices, etc., to amp up the satisfaction factor of your meal even more, to make it easier to get a result without existing on tiny meals. And I've put that all together for you in a free resource. It's called the Practical Portion Control Cheat Sheet. Say that fast 3 times. I cannot. However, I have already put that link for you down in the description below so that you can go ahead and grab your free copy of that and get access to even more of my practical portion control strategies so that you can get the results that you want and you can keep the weight off while enjoying the way that you eat. And if you are ready for more direct one-on-one guidance, support, accountability, a little bit of cheerleading, I'll admit I do that, then so that you can lose 30 plus pounds, keep it off, then I encourage you to go ahead and apply for my signature program. It's called Get It Off, Keep It Off, one-on-one coaching. And I've also put the link to that program page below as well. Finally, if you want to stay connected between YouTube videos, you can follow me over on my Instagram account. I'm active there daily, nearly daily for sure, either on my feed or in my stories, many days both. And then you can also check out my podcast. I have over 100 episodes recorded for you over there if you want to learn more about my thoughts about how to sustainably get the weight to come off and stay off. Well, that's all I have for you today, fierce friend. Whew, that was a lot. Until next time, stay fierce.